Hello? Hello? I have videos to show first. Where are they? You sent them to me. Yeah, fine. No, those are different videos. Oh no, she wanted me to put on Leafy Street. I remember now. Yeah, because Leafy Street has a new thing. I forgot. Oh. Excuse me. Hello. Hello, you. Ah, my knee. Hmm. There's a new Eclipse up there too. Oh wait. Um, I I feel like there was also something I wanted to show you, but I can't remember what it was. Oh wait, I found one of the things. Now use the same tab for it. Here. It was from the aggro crab too. Just real quick, I want to know what this is.
Hey Scouts! As you know, we're releasing the final biome update to Peak. We worked hard to keep it a secret for months, and one of the ways we did that was by trying to throw off data miners. Data miners are always going to be cracked at looking at secrets. There's no reason to fight it, so we decided to have fun with it. What did we do? We added a bunch of fake biomes in with the real biomes. We've got shore, tropics, alpine, peak, mesa, roots, swamp, temple, grasslands, ocean, skyblock, hell, heaven, Mars, Wisconsin, and void. Did it work? I mean, I guess so. I didn't see any leaks. If you did find out though, and you didn't snitch,
It'd be
you're a
hilarious
real
if they
one.
actually
If
made
you're wanting
them
to know
real.
about all the info you can before we release the update, keep an eye out for posts by us at AgroCrab, but also from Hannah over at Landfall. You might have seen the blue scout appearing on your feed. That's her. She does what I do, but at Landfall. That's my fellow scout, okay? You better be nice to her. I swear to God, I'm gonna Gloom in the Citadel drop on August 11th, so get your old troop back together. Otherwise, we'll add Wisconsin to the game. Hey, Scout.
They should add Wisconsin to the game. Alright, so there's a new Leafy Street. If only Chaos was awake at them. Oh. You sent a video? Wait, what is this? Don't make me. Okay. I'm doing
Hey, just
stretches for
double-checking.
over the.
You cleared your calendar for dinner tomorrow night, right? I'm dying to go to that new place. Like, I can't. Oh, sorry. Dinner tomorrow? Me. Yeah! Okay.
Oh, I've
Hey,
seen. I've seen a different version of this. I. Hold on. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. Oh, hold on. I gotta find it. I gotta find it now. I gotta find it now. Give me a second. This might take a second. Um. Okay, no. I won't find it. I'll literally look for it for like 2 seconds, and if I can't find it, then I'm immediately just switching to street. Where is it? I could find it real quick, but I guess not. Uh, you're the. It's okay. You don't have to give me anything. Hold on. Is this how you spell the name? What is that? What is that? Why is it shaking? Oh, I misspelled it. That's why I couldn't find the channel. That explains so much. Uh, read it. It's a Jew. Lunch, food, pizza, pizza. Let's see. Okay, I found the channel that has it. I just need to find the one video. It wasn't that long ago. It couldn't have been. Well, thank you for the. Okay,
Juria High gifted a tier 1 sub to Split Scream 1. They have given 156 gift subs in the channel.
156. 166. 56? 56. Let's see. I have realized something, which is that this might actually just be the wrong channel for that. Because there's multiple channels that have this kind of content, and I think I'm looking at like the sister channel. We can't see these. I will put it. I will put it. I will put it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Where is? Okay, there's Leafy Street. Go to videos. I will show it in a second. Oh. Oh. Okay. This explains it. Can't find it. Anyway, I'll look for it another time. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Hold on. Gotta go hop in a thing and oh my nose. I'm still congested. Wow. It's like no, okay, maybe. What? No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't remember saying this. I remember saying a different, that I wanted a specific mascot for the channel itself that was completely separate, that was supposed to represent the chat. No, that is. Oh, you're not listening to me. Okay.
I want something right here. Wow.
Excuse me, what?
Wow.
Why does it have a gun? What do you mean my left hand is walking funny? Wait, why am I not moving? Hello? Hello? I'm moving now. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're ready? Are we okay, yeah, ready? Okay, good.
And it has to be interesting because when you walk into the apartment, it is literally the okay, it's basically the
Oh my
first thing you
goodness.
see. And then it hit me all on my own. Hold on. Let me get your tape off. Let me get your tape off. What?
Why don't you get seahorses?
Well, turns out they only live 1 year. So
What?
if I wanted them here long term, I knew I'd have to try and breed them. Little did I know that this would be the
they only
video
live a
that
year?
almost broke me. Oh no! Bush! The story starts 6 months ago. Dwarf seahorses will not breed unless they are in a perfect environment. This is complicated, and since you're on your phone, I made a nice little list of everything we'll need to keep
No.
them and eventually breed them. Starting with a tank. Then comes reef walks, a light, and of course, salt water, which I make myself with tap water purified with a device that I would regret bringing through an airport.
Oh.
I told Reef Casa that I had a video where I light money on fire. They said, ooh, okay, here's a tank. I like it. 1 month in, green algae appears. Proof that the tank can support larger life. Meet the blue-legged hermit crab.
Hermit crabs!
They'll pick at algae, they'll scavenge food, they'll steal credit cards, but the tank still looks nothing like their habitat down in Florida. But like more off the coast.
Might be bad.
Seahorses need a ton of hitching posts, something sturdy to wrap their tail around. So, macroalgae and gorgonians. But of course, seahorses die from just about every single hitchhiker you could accidentally add to the tank. I'm gonna give them all a really nice waterboarding, and I definitely did not do it a little bit too hard and then kill them 3 separate times. Come into my lovely home, look at my beautiful tank. Nope. Oh, well, guess what? It's
Still
dead.
mad?
I would never do that. But
Why? Oh no. I'm scared. Oh, never mind. Now I see what you mean.
then we made some progress. Yo, you gotta learn to breed brine shrimp. You know how to do that? Oh, you do? Okay, good. Part of the reason they're so difficult is because dwarf seahorses need to eat live food 2 to 3 times a day. So I'm learning to breed a constant supply. Luckily, the unpaid intern has been doing 17-hour shifts. So finally, after a little bit of time in the saddle, this closeted horse girl is ready to come out.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it is a RAS. Like, what did you expect?
Paying installments. You can do Klarna on this shit? Yeah, hold on. Let Let me go ahead and finance my seahorses. Okay, here we go.
Why dot dot dot?
Yes!
About the... Yeah.
I have unboxed
They eat tiny
a
things.
lot of animals on this channel. None have ever made me feel like this. I've got the normal nerves, right? Are they alive? Oh, there's my full address. Nice and gentle, as if UPS didn't punt this onto the truck. Oh my God, dude. They are so small.
Oh. Oh, they are tiny, tiny. I guess they are called dwarf seahorses. Look, they're Geo-sized. They're chaos-sized.
Wild
they're
seahorse
cat-sized.
populations have been decimated by the medicinal trade. Learning that was what turned wanting a beautiful tank into being determined
Murder
to
ponies. Murder ponies. Suck up their enemies like their land-adjacent animals stomp chickens to death. Murder ponies. Murder ponies. Your very best friends. For like a year. Until they die. GG.
Does that turtle have a knife?
also breed them in captivity. So my hope is that the lessons I'm about to learn help make captive breeding a real alternative to wild collection. But as it turns out, buying seahorses would be the easy part. Dwarf seahorse care is unforgiving, which is dangerous for a person with 63,000 unread emails and worse ADHD than anybody that you've ever met. But thanks to today's sponsor, Opera, I just might pull it off. With all my friends into a shop.
Go away.
This has been the last one, dwarf seahorses. But split screen lets me pull YouTube right in this video, throw on something ideal horse girl page. Opera turned me into a research machine, the ideal horse girl mission to create you out, and it helps me make
Sorry
more
for all
videos.
the skipping around. I
Thank
know
you
it's
guys.
annoying,
Now back
but
to the show.
here you go.
I'm on a mission to create a beautiful tank that can actually support a breeding population of dwarf seahorses. At this point, I have 12. What is he holding on to? Oh, they're holding on to each other. Oh, that's cute.
Really being suffocated. What?
Really?
Strangled.
It took me only 10 minutes to see just how low the pump had to be set. Oh, sorry. But with that taken care of, the seahorses seem to be settling in nicely. Well, all seem to be except for one.
Uh-oh.
He isn't using the hitching posts like the others. And I'm worried.
Oh.
Or at least I was. He's not dying. He is hunting.
Oh.
You see, he was raised in a sterile setup, so he has never seen sand before. Prey hiding in crevices like this is a novel experience for him. But lucky for this amphipod, seahorses need much smaller food. So it's a terrible day to be a brine shrimp in the water column. Nighttime rolls in, and they can finally get some rest. But that calm wouldn't last.
Oh no.
What the fuck? No! That little male, who just last night was hunting off the gravel, has now become food himself. Buddy, no. Yet somehow, that's not even the bad part. Marginella snails are scavengers, not hunters. Which means this poor guy was already dead. And sadly, he wasn't the only one. No. At least 2 others gone. I know some savvy entrepreneur is watching this thinking, oh my god, what a great time to pivot into traditional medicine. Well, for an aspiring seahorse keeper, this is a fucking nightmare. I don't know what's killing them, but I know they can't stay here. I'm scooping up all the survivors. And the entire herd is getting moved here. This is a sterile hospital tank. This is how most keepers house seahorses. But my hope is that it's temporary.
Dang.
So, breeding seahorses is not going very well.
Can I say something? So he does not post often, right? Which is a good sign. I'm pretty sure a good chunk of the time between posts has to be because before he can even start making a video or like editing it and everything, he's stuck mourning the amount of death that happens and the amount of bad things that happen when he's trying to like keep things alive so hard. Like, dang.
I also had to throw out my bed sheets this morning. Unrelated. However, life inside the hospital tank is flourishing.
Okay, that's good.
For the first time, I'm starting to get to know the individual seahorses. My favorite has to be this little piebald female. Those markings are unmistakable, so I think I'll call her Michaela Jackson. MJ for short. And she's not the only little legend in this tank. I've been calling this guy Bubbles. Well, because... yeah, he does that all day.
Hold on. That little soundbite. Kung Fu has to hear that. Yeah, I think he would love that. Just that little soundbite.
Bubbles.
This whole clip right here. This whole little segment right here. He would love this. Just
Well, because... yeah, he does that all day. These creatures might
that's
look
amazing.
simple, and, you know, believe me, they are. But I swear they have different personalities, and I'd bet some food would really get them fired up. These are the brine shrimp. Our herd notices them instantly.
consume the brine shrimp.
It may shock you to hear that seahorses have no stomach. Instead, they have a tube-like intestine, so food passes through them incredibly fast. Because of this, they need to be eating constantly. See, I told you I don't have an eating problem. I just have a long intestine, and no stomach, and a dopamine addiction.
Oh,
All was going well. Until
what is
I
that?
saw this.
What is that?
A hydroid. Tiny, stinging marine invertebrates that kill younger seahorses on contact. I looked closer at the display tank and found not one, not two, but I don't know, maybe 1,000,000 hydroids hiding in plain sight. Some keepers have told me Hippocampus ostere can handle a couple of hydroids here and there, but I think the hydroids plus shipping stress took out a portion of our herd. Good news. Hydroids die from a canine dewormer called fenbendazole. Bad news. I can't just dump it in the display tank because it allegedly kills macroalgae and gorgonians. But I am not giving up on this tank yet. I will get the seahorses back in here. But for now at least, they are comfortable. You know, you might look at this tank and think, wow, that looks like a pile of garbage. And you know what? You'd be forgiven for thinking so. But this tank is a machine designed to keep seahorses happy and healthy. Please, let me give you a tour. Oxygen, heat, filter, carbon, biomedia for that yummy denitrifying marine bacteria, auto top off, but the most important is probably a fan. This cools the tank through evaporation, which keeps it between 70 and 74 degrees Fahrenheit, because above that, the seahorses start to get Vibrio, a bacteria that causes deadly infections in seahorses, because of course it does. And I have been dosing fenbendazole because there's nothing in here that it would kill, you know, besides the hydroids. Yes,
Okay.
I am going to get them back in the display tank, but in the meantime, a setup like this is so good that they actually should start to breed. And we wouldn't have to wait long. It looks like breeding has already begun. The seahorses are now starting each day in a horny little pile of horsies. They are sorting through their romantic options, likely by income and whoever's taller, No, I'll be honest, guys, I don't know how they select mates, but I do know that they quiver their body to express romantic interest. Take notes, fellas. Anyone who's currently watching without being on their phone may have noticed and be wondering how the hell the seahorses went from almost white to having much richer complexions. Well, I'm feeding them brine shrimp at minimum twice a day. But before the brine shrimp are fed off, the shrimp are spending a day filter feeding in this enrichment. It's various algae, probiotics, minerals, and can you believe it smells so good? Experts have told me that seahorses need these nutrient-rich brine shrimp to actually reproduce. And obviously it's been working because within a week, the males are already showing signs of pregnancy. Oh, right, yeah, I didn't tell you. The males get pregnant. Thanks, Obama. Females deposit eggs into his pouch and he carries them to term. I actually think I'll try this. But it's not all sunshine and horny rainbows. The males are feeling the pressure. Fighting over mating rights has begun. It's the strongest and most persistent of the group that will ultimately find success. I am beyond excited about potential babies, but I still want them to live in this tank. Oh, I want something beautiful here. I need to kill the hydroids, which are
that you're dealing with Chris having extremely high interest in Sweet Pea suddenly, way more than before. Is that what you mean? In which case, good luck. And also what? Let's see also. Hey Chaos! How you doing? How far are we in the video? Should we... Okay, it's up to you guys. Should we restart it so Chaos can see from the beginning? Or should we just continue the video normally? I'm fine with either. Either's fine. Cleanse reptiles after this. Yes, I drank. It's okay. Uh, wait. So what's the what's the decision then? Uh, you leave it up to Chaos. Okay. But it's sad. Yeah, it is sad. Yeah, it is. But yeah, what was it called? it's a bit sad, but like there are definitely parts you need to see. Either's fine. Well, then you gotta see it all, and we'll. Yeah, it's fine.
I want something right here. And it has to be interesting, because when you walk into the apartment, it is literally the
Don't. Oh yeah. Don't worry
okay,
about
it's
that.
basically the first thing you see. And then it hit me all on my own. Hold on. Let me get your tape off. Let me get your tape off. What?
Why don't you get seahorses?
Well, turns out they only live 1 year. So if I wanted them here long term, I knew I'd have to try and breed them. Little did I know that this would be the video that almost broke me. Oh no! Bush! The story starts 6 months ago. Dwarf seahorses will not breed unless they are in a perfect environment. This is complicated, and since you're on your phone, I made a nice little list of everything we'll need to keep them and eventually breed them. Starting with a tank. Then comes reef walks, a light, and of course, salt water, which I make myself with tap water purified with a device that I would regret bringing through an airport. I told Reef Casa that I had a video where I light money on fire. They said, ooh, okay, here's a tank. I like it. 1 month in, green algae appears. Proof that the tank can support larger life. Meet the blue-legged hermit crab. They'll pick at algae, they'll scavenge food, they'll steal credit cards, but the tank still looks nothing like their habitat down in Florida. But like more off the coast. Seahorses need a ton of hitching posts, something sturdy to wrap their tail around. So, macroalgae and gorgonians. But of course, seahorses die from just about every single hitchhiker you could accidentally add to the tank.
Yep.
I'm gonna give them all a really nice waterboarding, and I definitely did not do it a little bit too hard and then kill them 3 separate times. Come into my lovely home, look at my beautiful tank. Nope. Oh, well guess what, it's dead. I would never do that. But then we made some progress. Yo, you gotta learn to breed brine shrimp. You know how to do that? Oh, you do? Okay, good. Part of the reason they're so difficult is because dwarf seahorses need to eat live food 2 to 3 times a day. So I'm learning to breed a constant supply. Luckily, the unpaid intern has been doing 17-hour shifts. So finally, after a little bit of time in the saddle, this closeted horse girl is ready to come out. Paying installments? You can do Klarna on this shit? Yeah, hold on, let me go ahead and finance my seahorses. Okay, here we go. Yes! I have unboxed a lot of animals on this channel. None have ever made me feel like this. I've got the normal nerves, right? Are they alive? Oh, there's my full address. Nice and gentle, as if UPS didn't punt this onto the truck. Oh my God, dude. They are so small.
Are you watching Chaos? Look at them. They're U-sized. They're U-sized, Chaos. Also, thank you for the 7 stream streak.
Wild seahorse populations have been decimated by the medicinal trade. Learning that was what turned wanting a beautiful tank into being determined to also breed them in captivity. So, my hope is that the lessons I'm about to learn help make captive breeding a real alternative to wild collection. But as it turns out, buying seahorses would be the easy part. Dwarf seahorse care is unforgiving, which is dangerous for a person with 63,000 unread emails and worse ADHD than anybody that you've ever met. But thanks to today's sponsor, Opera, I just might pull it off. Here's
No,
how.
no sponsor.
Opera, animation, Spotify, and WhatsApp, so I can talk to all my British friends. Anyone with focus issues knows the feeling
Snake.
of switching tabs straight into a shiny distraction. And by far my favorite feature that way.
What
I'm
is it
never
in?
tempted,
Okay,
and it's
Snake,
complete.
hold on.
I didn't. Opera turned
Snake
me into a
again.
research machine,
It was
the ideal
necessary.
horse girl I didn't know was possible, and it's completely free. So click the link in the description to give it a try. It helps you out and it helps me make more videos. Thank you guys. Now back to the show. I'm on a mission to create a beautiful tank that can actually support a breeding population of dwarf seahorses. At this point, I have 12. What is he holding on to? Oh, they're holding on to each other. Oh, that's cute. Hey. Really?
Oh,
It took me only
hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Real quick. Are we safe? Okay, we're safe. We're good.
10 minutes to see just how low the pump had to be set.
Oh, sorry.
But with that taken care of, the seahorses seem to be settling in nicely. Well, all seem to be except for one. He isn't using the hitching posts like the others, and I'm worried. Or at least I was. He's not dying. He is hunting. You see, he was raised in a sterile setup, so he has never seen sand before. Prey hiding in crevices like this is a novel experience for him. But lucky for this amphipod, seahorses need much smaller food. So it's a terrible day to be a brine shrimp in the water column.
Look at that brine shrimp.
Nighttime rolls in, and they can finally get some rest. But that calm wouldn't last.
What the fuck? No.
That little male, who just last night was hunting off the gravel, has now become food himself.
Buddy, no.
Yet somehow, that's not even the bad part. Marginella snails are scavengers, not hunters. Which means this poor guy was already dead. And sadly, he wasn't the only one.
No.
At least 2 others gone. I know some savvy entrepreneur is watching this thinking, oh my god, what a great time to pivot into traditional medicine. Well, for an aspiring seahorse keeper, this is a fucking nightmare. I don't know what's killing them, but I know they can't stay here. I'm scooping up all the survivors. And the entire herd is getting moved here. This is a sterile hospital tank. This is how most keepers house seahorses. But my hope is that it's temporary.
I do see the struggle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jude.
So, breeding seahorses is not going very well. I also had to throw out my bed sheets this morning. Unrelated. However,
Life inside the hospital tank is flourishing. For the first time, I'm starting to get to know the individual seahorses. My favorite has to be this little piebald female. Those markings are unmistakable, so I think I'll call her Michaela Jackson. MJ for short. And she's not the only little legend in this tank. I've been
Oh,
calling
look,
this
you
guy
get to
Bubbles.
see them in a playground again.
Well, because... yeah, he does that all in this tank.
Once again.
I've been calling this guy Bubbles. Well, because... yeah, he does that all day. These creatures might look simple, and, you know, believe me, they are.
How do you guys feel about that?
But I
Oh,
swear
how do
they
you
have
guys
different
feel about that
personalities.
segment?
And I bet some food would really get them fired up. These are the brine shrimp. Our herd notices them instantly.
Love my boy.
It may shock you to hear that seahorses have no stomach. Instead, they have a tube-like intestine, so food passes through them incredibly fast. Because of this, they need to be eating constantly. See, I told you I don't have an eating problem. I just have a long intestine, and no stomach, and a dopamine addiction. All was going well, until I saw this. A hydroid. Tiny,
+4
stinging
sex- oh my
marine
goodness.
invertebrates that kill younger seahorses on contact. I looked closer at the display tank and found not one, not two, but I don't know, maybe 1,000,000 hydroids hiding in plain sight. Some keepers have told me Hippocampus ostere can handle a couple of hydroids here and there, but I think the hydroids plus shipping stress took out a portion of our herd. Good news. Hydroids die from a canine dewormer called fenbendazole. Bad news. I can't just dump it in the display tank because it allegedly kills macroalgae and gorgonians. But I am not giving up on this tank yet. I will get the seahorses back in here. But for now at least, they are comfortable. You know, you might look at this tank and think, wow, that looks like a pile of garbage. And you know what? You'd be forgiven for thinking so. But this tank is a machine designed to keep seahorses happy and healthy. Please, let me give you a tour. Oxygen, heat, filter, carbon, biomedia for that yummy denitrifying marine bacteria, auto top off, but the most important is probably a fan. This cools the tank through evaporation, which keeps it between 70 and 74 degrees Fahrenheit, because above that, the seahorses start to get Vibrio, a bacteria that causes deadly infections in seahorses, because of course it does. And I have been dosing fenbendazole because there's nothing in here that it would kill, you know, besides the hydroids. Yes, I am going to get them back in the display tank, but in the meantime, a setup like this is so good that they actually should start to breed. And we wouldn't have to wait long. It looks like breeding has already begun. The seahorses are now starting each day in a horny little pile of horsies. They are sorting through their romantic options, likely by income and whoever's taller. No, I'll be honest guys, I don't know how they select mates, but I do know that they quiver their body to express romantic interest.
Look at them.
Take notes, fellas. Anyone who's currently watching without being on their phone may have noticed and be wondering how the hell the seahorses went from almost white to having much richer complexions. Well, I'm feeding them brine shrimp at minimum twice a day. But before the brine shrimp are fed off, the shrimp are spending a day filter feeding in this enrichment. It's various algae, probiotics, minerals, and can you believe it smells so good?
Dang.
Experts have told me that seahorses need these nutrient-rich brine shrimp to actually reproduce. And obviously it's been working because within a week, the males are already showing signs of pregnancy.
Look.
Oh, right, yeah, I didn't tell you. The males get pregnant. Thanks, Obama. Females deposit eggs into his pouch, and he carries them to term. I actually think I'll try this.
No,
But
don't
it's not
try
all
anything.
sunshine and horny rainbows. The males are feeling the pressure. Fighting over mating rights has begun. It's the strongest and most persistent of the group that will ultimately find success. I am beyond excited about potential babies, but I still want them to live in this tank. Oh, I want something
That's
beautiful
fair.
here. I need to kill the hydroids, which
Yeah.
are starting to multiply, and I'm gonna kill them with
It's so cursed.
fenbendazole. What? Isn't fenbendazole gonna kill everything in the tank? Oh, well, guess what? I took everything out that would definitely die because I'm not a monster. I dosed fenbendazole, and a month later, the tank looks fine. The hydroids are dead, and none of the macroalgae died. So suck it, internet.
I saw microscopic life still.
The tank is ready for seahorses. And it seems our herd is about to get a little bit bigger. This male is experiencing contractions. No epidural, no mother-in-law filming on her iPad, just pure boy preg instinct.
Why would you do this? Why would you say the curseness?
His 14-day gestation period is coming to an end. No way, dude.
Look how tiny.
No fucking way. Because the adults have their pistol permit, most can safely live in the display tank. But any babies I can catch will be raised in the hospital tank, which is now a fry nursery. We now have 17 seahorses.
You know, if you're watching this and you're thinking, damn, I want these.
Don't. Unless you want to not be able to leave your house for 2 days at a time, you know, without help. But if you want to live vicariously and keep up with what I'm doing, I'm posting weekly videos
He
on
even
Patreon.
recommended-
Very
No,
high-quality
don't get
stuff.
them.
Okay,
Oh.
I'll see you soon. Okay, I love you. Okay, bye.
My guess is it actually kind of looks like actual like coffee stains. All right, that's enough. The next project might as well be an entire octopus. Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's a good idea. Try keeping an octopus, right? All right, you said you had a Clint's video. Yeah. Get snakes, they're great. Seahorses. Don't. No. Is it this one? Viral snake bite videos? Hello, bro Blade. I was gonna just say Brett Blade, but thank you for the lyric. Alright, so the viral snake bites. Can you join call? You know what? Sure. Here, let me call you real quick. Hello?
Hello, I'm here for this adventure.
Okay.
You might want to stream it to me, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Hello, Burblade! How are you today?
Okay. And get it full screened and everything. We can probably already guess plenty of things that are probably gonna pop up in these videos.
I know this one. I actually wanted to talk about it. Hi, Cam! I wanted to talk about, like, what goes wrong here with him. Because, you know, he's showing you how sweet they are. He's got his very lovely snake with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that would be, you know, kind of cool to have the snake person be like, here's what went wrong. First one, that's a retic with a top open lid.
Yeah.
With no humidity, no hides, in way too small an enclosure.
Yeah.
Way too small. That would be small for a corn snake. You're gonna see that a lot. Most snakes who lash out like that are extremely understimulated and miserable. And imagine in a literal box. I'm talking an actual box, not a room. Because, like, okay, ideally a tank should feel like a room feels like to us, right?
Mhm.
So ideally, that's how a tank should feel. It should feel like how a room feels to us. We like being in rooms. We don't want to be in a box. But imagine somebody just put you in a box and kept you there forever, and only took you out to feed you or poke and prod at you. You probably wouldn't be mentally well either. They love to explore. They love to climb. It's recommended you give them toys. Also, opening the top of a lid sets off their defense behavior because most of the things that eat them is snakes.
Yeah.
Is not snakes, is birds.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So yeah. That comes from above. He's gonna be nice to these people because that's New England reptile. I don't like him. Nerd? Mm-mm. I've never liked a single one of their videos. They're all always showing them snippy and stuff, but they're big and popular, so Clint's friends with them, so he's gonna be extra nice to them. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Need a hand? Should I continue filming?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, hi there. This is a snake. And this species is my very favorite species of snake in the whole world. And this individual is one of only 6 snakes that has ever bitten me. I've been bitten by more humans, despite the fact that I interact with snakes almost every day. I travel the world catching snakes. I've handled the longest viper, longest venomous snake, and the heaviest snakes on the planet. I've been doing snake presentations in schools and at other events for over a dozen years. And
So many
interestingly,
snakes.
until very recently, nobody had ever been bitten by an animal at any of my presentations. Until recently. Because somebody was bitten a little while back. Fortunately, that person was me. If somebody's going to be bitten at one of my presentations, I would prefer for it to be me. And it was by one of the kids. So even at my traveling reptile presentations, I have been bitten by more people than snakes. Because snakes are delightful creatures if you understand them well. Like I said, I have only been bitten by 6 snakes. Never by a wild snake, despite handling them all my life. And only 2 times by snakes I was watching. The other times were when I was engaging with other people while I was handling the snake and wasn't paying attention to the snake's body language. So today, I want to look at some viral clips of snake bites to see if I can identify what went wrong and how the bite could have been avoided. So let's start with that clip that we just watched. This was the clip that originally made me want to make this video. So this is a reticulated python. I have 4 reticulated pythons. This one, Athena, was my very first. I've never been bitten by one, but this girl very nearly bit me on the face. I'll tell that story before this video is over. And the truth is that all of my reticulated pythons, except for one, have bitten somebody who works here. But I don't think that anybody has been bitten more than once.
Athena has such a
because it's easy to avoid
look on her face
once you know how to read these snakes. The truth is that I could probably get bitten by all 4 reticulated pythons every day if I wanted to. These snakes grab things like birds and bats in flight. They have pits on their lips called labial pits that detect infrared light, which is emitted by pretty much everything that's warm. So they effectively see heat. And if you're going to grab a bat or a bird in flight, you can't spend too much time thinking about it when something warm goes by. They need to grab it and figure out what it is later. Retics are some of the only snakes that I have that regularly strike at the glass when I walk by. And yet, they're among my very sweetest snakes.
Like, Sweet Pea would never bite you
when
if
they
you
know
wiggled
they're
your
not
hand,
being
but
fed.
she would.
Here at the reptile room, we inform them that they're going to be handled by petting them with a snake hook. If I would be to just reach in and grab one, I'd probably get bitten. Now, the exact mistake that this lady made is the mistake that was made with our reticulated python Apollo when he was younger, the time that he bit somebody. I was watching from across the room and I was thinking, surely she knows that that snake is about to bite her. Nope. So what did I see? I saw a snake that was way too interested in a person. Snakes generally only stare that intently at a person if they think they're being fed or they are afraid. Both are situations where a snake might bite you if you get too close.
So basically, they're
Accompanied
primed
with a steady
for
approach
striking.
like that,
Yeah,
it is almost
you see
certainly a
that
feeding
really
response. That
slow,
snake
Yeah.
thinks
really
it
intense
might be
call.
feeding time, and
Sweetie,
it will
even
grab
when
the
he's
first
like
warm
hyper
thing that
focused with
gets
me, he's
close
kind of
enough to
violently
grab,
with it,
which is
right?
why the
Yeah.
snake then proceeds to coil this
Yeah.
woman. I've never had
No, that's
this
an animal
experience because
slow moving.
I generally don't put myself in a situation to get bitten by a hungry snake. I'm sure that this lady was thinking the same thing that the person at the reptile room was thinking when Apollo approached her this way. She thought they were having a moment. He was coming to her for attention, the way an emerald tree skink would. But I will tell you, when it comes to snakes, what I want to see is only a moderate amount of interest in me. If it follows my every move, that's too much interest. I need to change the situation before attempting to get too close to that snake. Because as much as my retics will do the same thing every time you open the enclosure, if you let them, as soon as you communicate to them that this isn't feeding time, they become some of my most trustworthy snakes. And just for the record, if you're ever wrapped by a snake that size or larger, you do not want to be alone. That is potentially life-threatening. So don't do it. Always have somebody with you that would know how to save your life if saving were required, which will include things like bending the tail or
But
putting
again,
hand
it's also, I
sanitizer
think,
in the
the
mouth
tank.
of the snake.
I think that's a lot
None
of it.
of which is
You can tell
pleasant.
it's a snake
So
that's really
hopefully
only
you don't ever have to have your
interacted
life
with.
saved from a
Yeah.
giant snake. But if you do, it's good to have someone with you that can
Also,
save you.
I want to say
This
this.
video
Sweet
is
Pea will be
sponsored by
hyper
our
focused
friends
on
at
me, and it's not
Raycon.
a food response.
It's that time of year
Right.
again. Whether
Oh,
you're
that's an ad.
Like, would you like to say, yeah, would you like to say Sweet Pea's behavior before we skip forward? Because I don't agree with him on this. I do think they can get such positive association with their humans that they will become hyper focused on you. He just doesn't see it very much because he has hundreds of snakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like it's different. I mean, like you can tell it's different hyper focusing.
Yeah.
Because like
What I'm trying to say is that like they definitely do want to come out and see people. That is a thing of that's their
Well, yeah.
behavior. I can typically tell someone if Sweet Pea or Hollyhock is having a food response. You could tell, you could look and you could see. Hollyhock will come out to see you. He'll be really engaged with you, but it's much quicker, smoother movements when he's hungry, right? Like his head's just going to jerk around a lot. It's slow head turns or head tilts or behaviors like that when they're being curious. What do you
Mhm.
think?
Yeah.
But like what? Because he says that like snakes. He's kind of implying snakes don't have moments with you. I don't think that's
No,
true.
I didn't.
What do you think? Where didn't he?
That didn't sound like he was implying that. He was just talking specifically about that type of hyper focusing.
Okay, well, he said like she thought they were gonna have a moment, but with snakes, I don't like when they're that engaged with you.
Yeah, he was talking about that specific example.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, slow.
He's
That
mentioned.
looks like Sweet Pea
Oh,
is
sorry.
looking for food. And I've said before, don't have your hand in there when he's in
Yeah.
food mode.
Yeah, you mentioned,
Yeah.
and yeah, definitely not gonna never, definitely not doing that.
But there is a Sweet Pea that comes up to you and is like hyper focused on me when he wants
Yeah.
to just see me. That is real. It's a completely different behavior than hunger, though.
Yeah.
Hunger is very slow, methodical. They don't move a lot. They move very straight. I want to say they're always like a straight line.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, where's the food? It's why we know that Sweet Pea is faking not being able to find the food, because when the food is first placed in, he does that, right? That slow crawl
Yeah.
towards it, right? And then he figures out where it is, and then he gets goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you're here too. You've seen him do it. What is it like when he first realizes the mouse is coming versus when he like plays it up?
It's exactly like you said. Where it was the what's it called? It starts out with the slow, methodical until he finds it. Which I mean, he's really good at that. So it doesn't take him long. But then when he basically has eyes on it, that's when he'll be like, "Oh well, I already know where it is," so and then starts playing it up.
Yeah. Because he likes interactions, he likes the challenge, and he does. So for the record, this isn't just me projecting. I want to be clear about this. There are studies now that say that reptiles do enjoy coming out of their enclosure. They do like enrichment. I've shown both Chaos and Blazer them. They do know where the front of their tank is, and they do seek out something besides food. But when a snake is only interaction is food, when your only interaction is food,
Yeah.
they're gonna go for that. He has nothing in that tank to engage with or do anything with. And as such, you have an animal that's going to try to bite you
Yeah.
because you've tortured it. It's like a dog that's chained up outside. It's so not okay. What do you think, Blazer? Like, look at that
Exactly.
tank and then
Yeah, I
what are
agree.
your thoughts?
I agree completely.
It becomes obsessed with food because it's the only interaction it ever gets. And I don't even mean affection. I mean, like, they like to come out, they like to explore, they like to figure out what stuff is, they like to analyze stuff. If you give them something, they'll roll it over and check out what it is, like a bird will. It is completely a matter of that, I think. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
I think I have to skip, right? Because it's a ad.
Yeah.
Right here.
To get 20% off. A big thank you to Raycon
Gosh,
for
most of this
sponsoring
video
this
was
video.
ad. That's unreal.
snakes scare me.
What do you mean most of that video? It was just like, look, it's just right, starts right here.
Well, okay.
It's
I
about a
thought it was
minute.
way more in the middle than it was.
Yeah, no, it's just a minute.
We're about to
Oh,
milk the
good.
eastern brown, which is arguably the most dangerous snake species in Australia. He's a wild boy. Ooh, that is a big snake. Oh boy, yeah, no, he does not look real happy, does he?
These guys are renowned for just going crazy.
It's interesting the way he curls his body into. Ooh, that was close. You okay? You good?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, you good?
All good. He's not even
Coyote
the craziest.
Peterson
He's one of the
bothers me.
quietest Eastern Browns we've
A
got.
lot.
I mean, that was probably the most intense, fastest move I've ever seen a human make. He was all the way up by your face when he swung his body up. That was insanity.
He came mouth open at my face like, these things do not muck around.
I'm glad that didn't connect. Having other people in the room is a lot less helpful if you're bitten on the face by a big eastern brown snake. I just got to find eastern browns in the wild a little earlier this year. What a spectacular and frightening snake. So I would say that there
How
were
big do
a
they get?
number of mistakes made here. The biggest
They're
one being,
large.
I don't know what happened to his snake hook. He was handling this snake with proper tools. He had it by the tail and was controlling the front of the snake with a hook. It isn't perfectly safe, but
And remember also that
handling
this is a
large
snake that is
elapid
almost always
snakes is not
brought
a
out
perfectly
to be
safe
taught
activity.
to bite. It's
Now,
a
I
snake
will
they milk,
say
right?
that he had a better angle than I did, but no matter where I pause
Yeah.
this video, I can't see any evidence that the snake had its mouth open.
I
It
stated
seems
this,
very
the eastern
plausible
brown
that this
snake
snake was just
Yeah.
trying to flee, not bite.
kills less than
But it
one person
definitely
a year,
shows the level of
Yeah.
even though it
athleticism that
interacts
these
with
snakes
humans
possess.
constantly.
If it
Compared
wants
to
to
most
bite,
other animals in the wild, it's not going
it
to hurt
has
you.
the
And it's
physical
one of the more
tools.
aggressive
So
of the Australian ones.
Yeah.
You are much more likely to be killed by a fucking ostrich. Ostriches kill 10 people a year, and they're in a very small range and barely interact with humans. That should really show you the demeanor of snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Because brown snakes are the only ones that really overlap with humans a lot. Like, people are like, oh, the inland taipan has never killed anyone. Yes, it's super docile, and yes, it is extremely, extremely calm. It, however, also doesn't really have range with humans. I wish Chaos was here because she could chime in on this. Chaos, are you here?
But yeah,
But,
it's
the brown has the overlapping range with humans. The inland is, like, in the desert areas where people really aren't.
yeah.
Am I correct about that? That's what I remember hearing. Yeah. And the fact that, like, it kills 1 to 0 people per year, that's incredible. For the record, the fucking, kills, like, 4 people per year. And that's much less venomous, and that's only because of allergic reactions, but even then, that's a small number compared to, like, what is it, 58,000 people have to get major surgery in the US alone because of dogs. And I think like 100 people per year die because of like
Yeah.
cat scratch fever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are more snakes. You run into more snakes than you run into dogs or cats. You just don't realize it. For the most part, and I can tell you this as someone who owns snakes, I have a pink snake, and the amount she can be sitting in front of you, and you don't recognize it because of how camouflaged she is, even though she is pink in a brown enclosure. You are, unless you are in fucking Antarctica or New Zealand, you are walking past snakes anytime you're outside. Right, Blazer?
Yeah.
And they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to mess with you. They're so unbelievably docile. Continue. But again, a lot of this is stuff that they've kind of prompted from these snakes. This is a lot of really kind of stressed out snakes. Like, imagine a dog that always, and the only time you ever saw it, you forced it to bite a toy. That dog would constantly try, or when you brought it food, that dog would not be friendly, right?
Yeah.
It would be a lot worse than that brown snake was. And they were absolutely stressing it out on purpose there. You hear Coyote talking way too loudly. You see them all kind of gathered around it. And also, like Clint is saying, the snake hook was gone. They were egging it on to try to get that shot. To get it pissed off.
Hmm.
Notice they also said it was spicy the moment they opened the tank. They wanted... Coyote does a lot of stuff like that. That's why most of our community doesn't actually respect him. He intentionally pisses those animals off like crazy.
Yeah.
And then makes them seem so scary. And he also plays up how damaging the bite is of things by a lot. Clint has called him out a few times, actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We make fun of him. Because he gets
Thing
his
number one that I
content
would
when people
recommend
think
is
he's a
that
badass.
you too
Yeah.
should have the proper physical tools. In this case, the tools required to have the most control possible in this situation. Having a huge athletic snake like this with its tail in one hand and the other hand just waving in the breeze is not a good situation. And I will tell you, if you're ever in a situation like this, don't hold the snake off the ground like this. I do think that the snake only wanted to flee, but with the snake off of the ground, the only leverage it has
I don't know why it's
is
doing
your
that.
hand. Meaning that
Like
the only
quality
direction
Also,
it can pull
oh my
itself
god,
is
go back.
towards your
Look at
hand.
where he's
If you put
holding
the
it. He's
first
grabbing the
30% of the
tail.
snake on the
It's
ground,
a
you can
male
limit
snake.
its
He's
mobility,
making that
essentially
poor
using
snake
its
snake.
body
I'm
as a
gonna be crass
leash.
here because it's
But
true.
you give it the
That's the poor snake's dick. They feel that. That's like someone holding you up by the dick.
Yeah.
option to attempt to
That's
crawl
also
away
like
instead
holding a
of
cat up by the
having
tail and
no
something up
options
by the
other
dick.
than
Of
to
course
use
it's gonna
itself as
bite
a
you, you
whip.
fucking
A whip
prick.
that can only go in your direction. Many snake species lack the athleticism to pull themselves
Chaos,
all the
vouch for
way
me
up
on
to your
this.
hand. But this is clearly not the case for this species. Plus, the more a snake feels supported and like it has options, the more relaxed that it will be, and the less likely it will be to use the bite option.
Also,
the truth is that
the
reticulated
weight
pythons,
could
like we talked
actually
about
damage your
before,
spine
and a
permanently if you pulled them
handful of
by the
other
tail.
giant constrictors are the only snakes on Earth that
It's
view
flipping
something
out
the
that it's
size of a
being hurt.
human as potential prey. So they will
They're
only
assaulting
bite
it,
out
so
of
it's
fear.
assaulting them now.
And
Yeah.
other than these few giant constrictors, there is no snake on Earth that has a chance of winning a fight with a human. If you decide to stomp a black mamba, a king cobra, an eastern brown, or any other venomous snake on the planet to death, there is nothing that it can do to stop you. You might die within the next few hours or days, but that will be of little consolation to the snake that died right here, right now. What I'm saying is that if you give most snakes the option to avoid a fight with you, they will gladly accept it. However, by the time that a predator has grabbed your tail and lifted you completely off of the ground, you're running out of other options pretty fast. If you see me handling venomous snakes, like this tiger rattlesnake, which has some of the nastiest venom of any North American snake, you will notice that I try to keep most of the
Pause it
snake
again
on the
before he
ground.
says this. I
where
want to say something. I've been asked a lot, because as you know, I have multiple snake hooks. I've been asked a lot, if your snakes are friendly, why do you have snake hooks? For the snake. It's for the snake. That's the blunt answer. It's more comfortable for them. I have an arboreal snake. She won't bite you. What is Bluebell like, Blazer?
In what context?
Like personality wise, what's her personality?
Uh, very docile. She's also
Like if you
very.
handle her, which
If you
yeah.
hand her, she freezes a lot, but she likes to just be held up.
Do you ever feel like she's going to bite you?
No. Oh, if that's what you meant, yeah, no, none of them.
But she's arboreal. She's a tree dwelling snake.
Yeah.
So the hook feels like a branch and it helps her support her weight in a way that's healthy for her, right?
Yeah.
That's what the hooks are for, is to replicate things from their natural environment. Yes, they're most often used in venomous snakes because most of the time when you see people picking up snakes in the United States and other such countries, they're terrestrial, like Sweet Pea, who are a lot more sturdy and they're a lot better at like holding on. She needs the support of the tree branch.
Yeah.
That's what she gets if she gets the hook. Snakes feel comfortable on snake hooks. It isn't a matter of like snake hooks aren't to keep you safe. They are to keep the snake safe. To let them kind of naturally distribute their weight. They're a tube with organs and very fragile bones, and they like to feel supported. Have you ever had somebody just run up behind you when you were younger and just lift you into the air, and like without knowing it was gonna happen, and it kind of freaks you out? It's the same thing with snakes.
Yeah.
So, snake hooks aren't scary, but it shows them they're being supported, and it takes that like pressure off their spine. That's what it's for. Basically, if somebody is holding a snake up by its tail, that's so fucking monstrous. It's awful, especially a male snake. You can literally hear their bones cracking when you do it because I've accidentally done it once. I never. It gives me such anxiety that when Sleepy was younger, he would wrap his tail around me while eating because
Yeah.
I was worried about the weight shifting. Like it can really permanently damage their spines. It's really mean. Continue. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to explain a snake hook before he did, just to show that this is not just him saying it.
Will be supported. I use the hook to limit its strike distance, and I hold the tail as gently as possible. The more you support the snake from below, and the less you restrain it, the more relaxed it will become, and the less likely it will be to attempt to fight. Even if it's uncomfortable with the situation, it is much more likely to attempt to run than to stand and fight. Fight is always a last option for a venomous snake. So I would say that the mistakes here were not using proper tools, holding it completely off of the ground, limiting its options, and possibly underestimating its physical capabilities. The last one was the reason that I got my worst snake bite of all time. And that experience has very much led me to rethink the way that I handle venomous snakes. I'll talk more about that too here in just a minute.
No, no, no.
It's my baby. It's a rat snake.
Okay, so this is almost identical to my first snake bite, which is one of my 2 snake bites that I have received from a snake I was watching. This is a rat snake. Mine was an Everglades rat snake. He only did this to me one time, and if I weren't watching him, I might not have noticed that it happened. I don't think it broke the skin at all. Though the most blood I have ever personally seen be shed by a person from a snake bite was from a bite very similar to this one, just from an emerald tree bite.
So is it like the equivalent of like pulling your lips in and then biting with your like
So constrictors like this, like the guys, the rat snakes, their teeth are only to hold onto the mouth and pull it down their throat. It really isn't designed to hurt anybody. So what they're doing is kind of like, you ever have a dog kind of gnaw on you or a cat kind of like fake bite you?
Yeah.
It's the same behavior. They also can lose the tooth if they bite down. So what he's doing is he's being like, "Rawr, I'm scary. Rawr." Because what he's trying to do is make you jump to make you let go of him. I've gotten a bite like this from Bluebell when she was young. There was no teeth. they're kind of just bluff biting you. It really doesn't hurt. It's kind of like sandpaper. And like I said, rat snakes can be kind of sassy. They're my favorite because they get really attached. But with that intelligence comes, brattiness. It's just bluffing. It's being all. You know what it is? You know what it's like? Dandelion bluff. Like when dandelion gets aggressive, it's the same behavior. Yeah. That is not a snake trying to bite. I've shown you a video of a corn snake that really wanted to bite and really drew blood, and that was, wow, that guy, he aimed for such a fucking vein. Because I do think they can tell where your veins are, based on the warmth of it. That one isn't aiming for the veins, it's just being a brat. It's just angry to be held, so it's bluffing, basically. Yeah. Go ahead.
I have
And
great
yes, exactly what
footage
you
of
said.
the aftermath. Unfortunately, it would get this video demonetized, but I will include it in this week's Patreon Extras video, plus a much deeper dive into each of these snake bites. So you can hop over there if you really want to see it. But this is an example of a lazy bite. Most of the time, I tell people that snakes will only bite if they think that they're getting food or they're afraid. Both usually preceded by a snake that is too interested in you, too locked on, just like we discussed before. But there is another situation, this one, which I think is more related to curiosity than it is to fear or food. This is when a snake explores something with its mouth. This is something that the overwhelming majority of my snakes never attempt. But some species and individuals are more prone to it than others.
Yeah.
It's something that we're working on with our black-headed python, as they're notorious for exploring objects in this way. And ours has tried a few times to do this, but since we know what to look for, he's yet to successfully bite
Actually, never
anyone.
mind.
I want you to notice, first of all,
No.
the tongue flicks that this snake is doing. Those quick little tongue flicks
No.
are a sign of a
You also
curious
see-
snake, and that is
Be
generally
curious
a great
behavior, right?
sign
The wiggle
when
that he
handling a
does,
snake.
right?
Yeah.
But when a curious snake does what this
No.
snake does here, which is where it angles its face right towards you, maybe
No.
even nuzzles you with its nose a little bit and thinks for a moment, there is a possibility that it will try to gather a bit more data by gently biting you. Snakes only have so many ways to gather information, and putting it in their mouth is
I
one of
actually
those
believe
ways.
there's a fourth
If
one.
you're
Can you
paying
pause for
close
just a
attention to
second?
the snake,
Bluebell, when I first handled her,
Yeah.
if you recall, I mentioned she kind of bluff struck at me. I do think they do this to test your limits of tolerance. Like, will you lash out at me? Oh, you won't. Once you've broken past that, because in their mind, they really don't have family or anything like that. They only really know predator and prey, and they don't have either of those. And now their brains are trying to contemplate what the fuck you could be, right?
Yeah.
If you're not predator and you're not prey, what are you? And now they're curious, and now they're like, but they're kind of like, what can I get away with? What can I, like that? They're testing your limits. Because I think for a very long time, it's behavior we've seen with Chris, it's behavior we've seen with Sweet Pea, and it's behavior we've seen with Holly and Bluebell. There is this fear that they can do something wrong and you'll turn against them. And once they hit that threshold of, I guess there's nothing I can ever do wrong, that's when you get that sort of connection. I don't think that's what this rat snake is doing. I do think it is curious and it is playing and it is inspecting. But there is also that type of bite, right? And that's when you get that sort of like trust bond where you can pick your snake up after it's been wandering around your house without it knowing it's you, and it sniffs you and it doesn't bite you the way Bluebell did, right?
Yeah.
But they do. They will test their luck because they believe that eventually you won't be safe. And your job is to prove you always will be. Go ahead.
and you know what they look like when they're considering such a bite, it can usually be avoided. But it is one of the types of bites that worries me the most when people, like my friend Tyler Nolan, handle dangerously venomous snakes like they were not dangerous snakes. The truth is that most of my snakes have never bitten me. And if they were venomous, that would still be the case. It's easy to help a snake realize that it isn't feeding time. It's easy to raise a snake so that it isn't afraid of people, which is why Tyler can handle his king cobra the way that he did in our recent TikTok Reacts video. But if you watch that video carefully, you'll notice that Tyler is constantly watching that head. That snake knows that it isn't getting food, and it clearly isn't afraid. King cobras are excellent at letting you know that they're afraid. But Tyler is constantly watching out for the snake getting its nose on his body. I suspect that many of the cuts in this video are also so that he could move the snake's head, as they come right when I start to get nervous. And even though it wouldn't matter nearly as much as it would with that king cobra, this is still one of the main behaviors that our staff here at Clint's Reptile Room are looking out for when other people are handling our snakes. And we will frequently stick a couple of fingers under the neck and chin of a snake that is staring a bit too intently, and change the subject of what it's thinking about.
What that shit your face?
Why he so?
And nigga PG is anytime you get an argument with him, like you feel me? So
Look, he bit him again. Look, he bit him again. Look. It don't hurt. He's biting him again.
Okay, by now you can probably start to identify what's going on here. That is a snake that's afraid. It is doing a serious defensive display. Like I said,
you see how when
snakes
they
do not want to fight
there?
you. Yeah. They will do
if they
whatever
enter
they
the
can
vein,
do
they're mad.
to avoid a fight.
Sweepy,
And
when he
scaring
thought I
you
was someone
off
else
is a
that he
great
didn't like, he
option if they
nailed
can't
me.
hide or flee.
Yeah.
Now you'll notice that he is holding the snake in such a way that its
I think I
strike
can
range
guess
is
which,
restricted. This snake
moment you're talking
cannot
about.
bite his face. But since he's using a hand
It
instead
only
of a
happened
hook,
once, and he
there
sniffed it was
are
me,
still
and he
parts of
always
his
checks
body
now.
that are
It was a
within
very
the
big
strike
bonding
distance of the
moment.
snake, which is why he's doing what he's doing with his
Right.
head. This is a technique that I have seen a
That's
lot
a
of people
tip-off.
do with cobras and king cobras, and it works very well with those snakes. Kings in particular climb a hook and are often too long for you to be outside of their reach, even when you're handling them with a hook. However, you can, potentially, though I'm not recommending it, handle them where you shorten their strike distance with your arm instead of a hook by keeping their attention on your head, which is out of range. My recommendation is generally to keep their attention on a whole different person who is much farther out of their range and use a hook. But if you're alone and you don't have a hook, this can work. The thing about cobras and king cobras is that they only strike down. They raise themselves up and then strike down. That is why you can kiss a grumpy cobra on the top of its head. Well, this snake, which I think is a king rat snake, but albinos are always tough to identify, doesn't strike this way. They strike more sideways from an S position.
What do you
So
call
while it missed in its attempt to, which I think
How do you
is a
pronounce that?
king rat, a grumpy cobra on the top of its head. Well, this snake, which I think is a king rat snake, but albinos are always tough to identify, doesn't strike this way. They strike
Albino.
more sideways
Okay,
from an S position. So
Why? What happened?
No, he said albino. I just couldn't tell if he said the Latin name because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
while it
Because
missed
those
in its
are-
attempt to bite his face, the momentum carried it not down, but to the side and right into the arm that was limiting
I
its
don't know
strike
how to
range. Good thing king rats are not venomous. Obviously, the real Tarzan doesn't mind being
Would that
bitten by
be
snakes. But if it were me,
or a
I
leaf?
would have that snake on the ground holding it by the tail and giving
I
it
don't
the
know.
option to attempt
That's
to flee. I would
that's
slowly attempt to
Rudolph
support more
penis.
and more of its weight
Maybe
with a
it's
gentle and open hand from
Lappy.
below, watching for signs of a snake relaxing before moving up closer and closer to the front. It's amazing how much a snake's behavior can be changed simply by the way that you touch it. A soft, supportive, but minimally restraining hold will relax almost any snake. And if it's this grumpy and up in the air,
yeah, exactly
a
this.
lot
If
can
I
be
were to
said
stretch
for
out
holding still. I have friends that have been
Lube
bitten by
out like
more
that,
snakes
she
while
loses
I
shit.
was holding
You know it.
them.
She whips me in the face if I don't hold
I
it right.
have been bitten by snakes in my entire life. As in, they hand me some grumpy snake. I just hold still and don't make any sudden movements. If I need to adjust the snake, I bring the snake to my other hand, not my hand to the snake. They care about this difference. And I have never been bitten by any of their grumpy snakes. Then they come back for the snake and almost always get bitten by it. Okay, let's watch one more video and then I will tell you the 2 stories that I promised.
A man's relaxing walk through the park turned into a nightmare when he stepped on something that shouldn't have been there, and you won't believe what happened next.
Oh, no. Excuse me. Could you go get a ranger? I just got bit by a copperhead. Oh, not good. Oh, I'm shaky. Crap. I don't know what to say or think right now.
What?
These aren't supposed to be here.
So
I think I stepped on its tail.
are you
I wanted
supposed
to
to
make
be
sure I contained it
standing?
in case you guys have to remove it or whatever. Yeah.
Come around this way.
Gotcha.
And then I want you to sit down.
Gotcha.
We're gonna
Why do
stay
they make you
calm.
sit down?
Where were you bitten?
Right here on my leg.
Right here on your leg. Need you to lie down.
Yeah, why do they
Yeah,
make
yeah,
you lie
thank you. I
down?
appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations. You're the first person bit by a
I think
copperhead
so
in
you
Baltimore
don't
County
fall
Park in
over.
25 years.
What's that?
I think so you don't fall over with pain or
Oh,
anything.
yeah, good point.
It's pretty much standard procedure for anything.
That's fair.
It's just
Yeah.
like I
Also,
don't think it's unique to the snakes. I don't think of it any time they don't tell me to sit when I'm dealing with paramedics.
yeah. Also, you hear what the other ranger said?
What?
Here, pay attention.
Well, congratulations. You're the first person bit by a copperhead in the Baltimore County Park in 25 years.
Yeah, this is exciting.
More.
Keep the snake under the bucket and keep an eye on it.
Okay, and just for the record, I have so many more videos, so let me know if you want me to do this again. But this is the kind of bite that can easily happen. So this guy's out hiking and he stepped on a copperhead. Fortunately, copperhead venom is not nearly as nasty as that of many other vipers, but this is still a big deal. And copperheads bite a lot of people, at least compared to other North American venomous snakes. Mostly because they're very well camouflaged and don't have a way to tell you that you're getting too close.
They really are
As we've
good at
hopefully
like,
made very clear
camouflage.
by now, most snakes do not want a fight unless they do not have any other good options. And when you're standing on a snake, it's pretty low on options. Rattlesnakes have a much larger range than copperheads, but they fortunately have a way to tell you that
So, pause
you're
for a
getting
second.
uncomfortably close.
I don't know copperheads that well, but I do know that rattlesnakes and cottonmouths for aggression that they actually don't earn. And I think a lot of that is the bluffing, right? But a snake that bluffs is much less likely to actually bite you because the bluff is the defense.
Yeah.
I do fear the snakes I fear the most are the ones that don't bluff.
The ones that kind of just like
100%.
like
Yeah.
you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, you just boom, you feel the pain, you're bitten.
Yes. Exactly. Because I mean copperheads are probably pretty chill. I know death adders are. But the reality is what we're seeing a lot of too is people putting down cottonmouths, putting down rattlers, which is leading more copperheads to go around because people don't see them. You want the ones you hear, right? I always say
Yeah.
the only way to keep a venomous snake out of your yard is to have a non-venomous snake in there. If you're dealing with that, if you can't have that, you want the ones that make noise. It's what you want, right? So long as you don't have animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Copperheads are not monsters. I'm not vilifying them. Most snakes, again, really only strike when they've been either. Most snake bites are on the arms or face because
Yeah.
people try to kill them, and that's what gets them killed. But copperheads are very docile, but that doesn't change the fact that they're hard to see and they have a nasty venom.
Yeah.
It's not as fatal as people make it out to be. There really isn't a North American species that's that deadly.
Yeah, I think it's for the
But
most
you might lose a limb.
Yeah, for the
I'd
most
rather keep
part.
those.
Yeah, for the most part, it's like it's still it's like you don't die, but it's still bad, and there's also realistically speaking, people aren't going to be tested for allergies to snake bites, to certain snake
Yes, and
venoms.
another thing I want to point out. Two things actually on that front. If you are allergic to shellfish,
Yeah.
you're probably allergic to spider bites because spiders actually do set off shellfish allergies. Secondly, speaking of spiders, we have much more nuance when we speak about the venom of spiders. For instance, we really don't. So for venomous snakes, we have can't kill humans, can kill humans, and not that that's a slope, right? And it is a slope. And so, example, you might hear people be like, wolf spiders are so deadly, and then people are like, no, they're not. They literally can't kill a human. They can't. Even if you're can't kill you.
Yeah.
However, their venom hurts a lot. This is nuance that is completely lost because there's just with snakes, there's either deadly or not deadly. I've been bit by a wolf spider. I'd rather, and it was nasty because their teeth hurt like a son of a bitch. And the venom is not nice, but I would rather be bitten by a wolf spider again than any cottonmouth, any copperhead. Like, yeah, you get to live. I still like my limbs, thank you. Like, it's a hard discussion to have because it's like, well, yeah, they won't kill you. And if you catch it fast enough, it's not going to do enough to kill you. Like, if you get bitten by a brown snake or an inland taipan, we saved the one guy who did, but oh my god, that's permanent. His life is shorter now, right? Like, if you get bit by an inland, and I want to be clear, he was abusing the inland. The inland didn't do anything wrong. That snake was put down. That snake was in a house where they found dead, rotting snakes on the floor. That was an awful situation, and he was intentionally pissing it off constantly.
Yeah.
That snake was abused its entire life. I don't necessarily disagree with putting it down. It's a sad answer because it associates humans with such torture now. How could you ever have it anywhere?
Yeah.
Right? Yes, you can tame down a snake, you could take an abused snake and you can make it friendly, for sure. But can you risk that with the most venomous snake in the world?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. But the reality check is um you could definitely get bit by a copperhead or any of the rattlers or a cottonmouth and catch it early enough and get that anti-venom and be fine. No lasting damage. There are other snakes. I love the coral snake. It's beautiful. Gorgeous, docile snake. One of the sweetest, friendliest snakes you'll ever meet. If you get bit by that, that's an immediate. Get him in now. Now. Drop everything now. We need to make sure that this person's organs aren't perma-damaged. We need to save them. Most people who get bit by a copperhead, a cottonmouth, I want to be clear. If you lose a leg, that's a full venom bite. And that doesn't tend to happen. That isn't what they usually do. And they do tend to dry bite. That is the norm. But even a little bit of venom from a coral is bad. It's real bad. And I wish we could explain that to people in a way that would calm them down instead of freak them out. Because for the love of God, I think what hurts me the most when people are like, I'm afraid of him, so I kill him. You're the one who dies. Stop it. There's so many humane ways to chase them off and keep people alive. This fear-mongering is what kills people. And people think that I wanted to be a snake ambassador and that I educate people on snakes because I love them. And that is true. I do. I love them so dearly. They are my precious babies. But I also, any single time we hear of somebody dying to these snakes, our hearts sink. I think that's fair to say, right?
Yeah. That's fair.
It shouldn't happen. And our job is to get rid of that fear so that it doesn't. And these are the worst. When they run into a venomous snake and it's like this, you know? Where'd the video go? Video?
Is it there, so?
Where's video? Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. So, like, there's not really a North American one that's, like, besides the coral snake that will just make you drop dead. And we have so much anti-venom for all these guys, by the way. I want to reassure people of that. If you call help quickly, what scares me about this is he was on a hike. Luckily, he didn't seem far in, and he had a signal. That's good. And there's different types of venom. I will always recommend people look up the different types. Maybe not in gross detail because it can be a little horrifying, but you know, I do wish we had more nuanced discussion about how there's deadly and then super deadly and what to do because they are different situations, and I think we all try to handle all venomous snakes the same.
Yeah.
As in like all venomous snake bites. Because some of them are attacking your kidneys. Some of them are attacking your nerves, right? That's probably another reason why they told him to lay down, because both of those can make you faint. But they will tell you to do it anyways. It's just like a don't fall over. You can hit play now, but I just hope that explains it. I love these animals. Copperheads do not deserve to be vilified. I don't want to make it sound like they do. But they are a lot harder
It's
for
pretty
us
low
as
on
educators
options.
to keep people up.
Rattlesnakes have a much larger range than copperheads, but they fortunately have a way to tell you that you're getting uncomfortably close. I would say that most rattlesnakes that are found by people are found only because they rattled. Foolishly, people often attempt to kill them once they discover them, which opens you up to a much higher chance of being bitten, but also selects against rattlesnakes that warn you when you get too close, which has the potential to turn rattlesnakes into copperheads. Not literally, but when it comes to the probability of a bite like this one. The only mistakes made here were mostly that he didn't see the snake. Copperheads are super hard to see in their native habitat. And he wasn't wearing any sort of protective clothing, which probably most people are not. This can totally happen, so watch your step. You generally won't die in the United States if you're bitten by a venomous snake. The odds of that are very remote, but it will be expensive and unpleasant. Okay, so I've got two stories. First one is about how I almost got bitten in the face by Athena, my first reticulated python. And you noticed Athena is nowhere near as big as a mainland reticulated python. She is a super dwarf reticulated python from Reach Out Reptiles, and I love her. But maybe a year or less than a year after we first got her, she tried to force her way through a gap that she could not fit her head through and wound up cutting herself on top of the head. In fact, her head looked all kinds of mangled when I first found her. I tried to get an emergency vet appointment and I couldn't. But you know, she tried so hard to push herself through there that she'd moved where the skin was on her head. And so like snakes have eyelids that are fused closed, and she pulled that back, and so her eyes looked bad. Everything, she looked terrible. She looked like she was gonna die. And fortunately, within just a few minutes, her head kind of returned to its normal shape and all the skin moved back into place, but she still had that wound on top of her head. I was still really worried about her, and a day or two later, I opened up her enclosure to check on her, and I was just wanting to get a really good look at her head, and you know, I was just kind of looking around, and then I saw her turn and look up at me, and I was just a few inches away from her, and I was like, you idiot. And that's when she struck, because I'm just a warm thing now in her enclosure. She struck, and I bent over backwards like the Matrix, and that open mouth was just like an inch or two in front of my face the whole way as I bent over backwards. And fortunately, I was able to bend farther than she could strike, and she came back. There was no question for me that she came at me with an open mouth. There was no doubt about that. And so that is how I was very nearly bitten on the face by Athena, just because I was stupid.
When this is done, can I tell everybody
I wasn't
how I got
actually
bit by
intending to
Satan?
interact with
The
her.
only
I just
snake bite
wanted
I've
to
ever
check
gotten
on
in my
her.
life.
But
Never
I
been much
certainly
about
put
nothing.
myself in a position where...
When you said when this is done?
Yep.
Okay.
where I easily could have been and probably should have been bitten by a reticulated python. The worst bite I've ever had was actually from this snake over here. Let me grab her for you. So this is Minnie. You're very curious, Minnie. Minnie is a Brazilian rainbow boa, and Brazilian rainbow boas, like all rainbow boas, they're nested right in with the anacondas. They are very, very, very strong snakes for their size. And Minnie had no history of violence at this time, though she has bitten a few people. If she bites me today, it wouldn't blow my mind. But she's generally a pretty great snake. And I was showing her to somebody. So I told you my first ever snake bite from a snake I was paying attention to was that rat snake lazy biter. Well, this was snake number 2, the snake that I underestimated. So I've already explained that our snakes are tap trained. So I pet them with a snake hook, and that lets them know that I'm not feeding them. And that is how I generally get this snake out. The main snakes that I don't pick up that way are ball pythons. Ball pythons are like the least athletic snakes ever. And so I still pet them, but I will just pet them somewhere far away from their head. Basically, unless you pet them where their head is facing, they're not going to bite you. They just couldn't, even if they wanted to. They're just not athletic enough to do it. Well, this girl was in her enclosure and she was spread out over the whole thing. So her head was extremely far away from her tail. And so I just kind of thought, well, I think I can be lazy. There was somebody visiting the room that wanted to see her. And so I just went in to pet her very, very, very far away from her head with my hand. And she immediately just whipped around and grabbed me on this part of my hand right here. She's the largest snake that I have ever been bitten by. And it really still wasn't a big deal at all. But it was very sobering for me because I did not dream that she could do that. She came around so fast and from so far away with precision accuracy. And I immediately thought, do I ever do that with venomous snakes? Do I ever touch them like that just because I think they can't do the move that she just did? And I realized I don't. I always use my snake hook to limit their strike distance. But it was a very good reminder that there can be a difference between what you think a snake can do and what a snake can actually do. And now I never, never, never am lazy with her or anything essentially except for ball pythons and maybe a handful of colubrid snakes. When it comes to this girl, though, I always use the snake hook. As far as how bad the bite was, it was the worst snake bite I've ever had. Got some photos of it if I can find them. Ouch. I will say if I had to wake up on a given morning and I had to choose, I knew something bad was going to happen to me today. Either I'm going to have an identical bite from Minnie here to the bite that I had that day, or I'm going to get a paper cut. I would pick the snake bite. It was nowhere near as unpleasant as a paper cut. And the truth is, you know, unless it's a venomous snake or a very large snake, snakes have very, very sharp teeth, but their teeth are not made for cutting out pieces of flesh or tearing, doing mechanical damage. They're just for holding on. So they're very, very sharp. Their jaws are very, very weak for an animal this size because their jaws are all about flexibility and not about strength. And so they'll bite, it'll bleed a little, and then like 20 minutes later, for most snake bites, you'll go, which arm was it that I was bitten on? Because they just seal right back up. They're no big deal. And her bite was no big deal. But I'm still careful with her because I don't like getting bitten by snakes. So again, let us know if you'd like to see a
you do
follow-up to
have
this
a
video.
couple
And as always, like and subscribe.
disadvantages when it comes to getting hurt.
If I ever am recording while you're getting bit, I won't ask if I should keep recording. I'll just keep recording.
I appreciate that. Because
even if you're like, Jason, help!
Save me!
Record.
Alright, you were gonna say something? Never underestimate Sweet Pea's capacity for spying.
So, okay, Sweet Pea. My precious baby boy. And everybody who knows anything about me, if you've heard anything, you're like, that doesn't make sense. That's Sweet Pea. He's enamored with you. Well, I was around someone who wasn't great, which I won't go into, but Blazer, thoughts on him without going into any sort of personal detail?
Thoughts on Sweet Pea?
No,
Oh.
the person. that is relevant to the
Oh,
story.
garbage. Trash.
Right.
Should have let the
Right.
ocean take him.
See, not a great guy. Sweet Pea, I had touched him on the arm, and I came upstairs. I saw Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea was in his tank, and I had already had a bad day. I was like violently sobbing because of this guy. I was not doing good. Sweet Pea was only about a month into this household, and I reached in with one of those drawback lids to grab him. And when I picked him up, I went to go get him, and he struck me. I am talking full on, real quick, got me right on the knuckle. And he twisted. So this was a real bite. Like when they're really pissed, they twist, right?
Yeah.
That's an aggressive bite. Because I don't really think he even showed an aggressive bite. Did he from a corn? Or like from any of them? Actually, I guess the one that bit the guy's arm. You saw how it twisted on the arm?
Mm-hmm.
That's when they're angry. And then Sweepy bounced back, and then he smelled my wrist, and I saw this immediate look of, oh fuck, I bit the person. I bit the person I like. Because he thought I was somebody else. And I've never seen a snake make a face like that before or since. He just froze. And you could just see him slowly turn to my wrist, and that tongue flicking, and that moment of like, am I gonna get crushed now? She's always been nice to me, but did I just fuck it up? I reached in, I picked him up, I held him crying, and he just nuzzled my face. Ever since then, ever since that day, Blazer,
Yeah.
what happens whenever Sweet Pea does anything? What does he do? Anything to do with biting? What does he do first? You've
Check.
seen him do it. He checks. He makes sure it's not me now. I have never seen a snake do this. I can prep food with him on my shoulder. I can pick up a mouse, and he's still like when that head comes out. Like, okay, Chris, right? You know for a fact that if I was putting her food in there and I didn't get my hand out of there fast enough, she'd nail me, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a concern for Sweet Pea at all. This is just not who he is.
Yeah.
He won't bite a mouse until he knows it's not me. He won't bite something he thinks is a threat until he knows it's not me. Literally, you'll see his head come out, him sniff around, and you'll see him look at me, and you'll see him look at the mouse, and then he'll go in hunting mode. He is probably the only snake I own that if he has a mouse, I mean, none of them will really bite me. I don't think Holly would. I don't think Bluebell would. Chris, maybe. She's learning not to. But I'm not kidding this. When he is strangling a mouse, I have had to pick him up and put him back in. The mouse was dead. I never feed live. I never feed live. He still strangles it for good measure. When I put him back in, I had to I can literally touch him and he won't give a shit. It created probably the strongest bond with any of my snakes, I would say. What do you think, Blazer?
Yeah. I agree.
And it made a moment where he realized that it was not conditional. Because he thought for sure I was going to retaliate. You could tell. And I didn't. And there's a clip on my channel of him accidentally licking me in the eye. And you can hear him flip out when I like inhale and I'm like in pain. And you can hear him like not like he's nervous, but like he's trying to calm me down, which is behavior he learned. You can Blazer, does he try to calm me down?
Yeah.
How often have you seen it?
Very often.
And
Like,
he went after you when he thought you were a threat, right?
yeah.
He didn't know how to do that. The face nuzzles that you'll see him do, stuff like that, he learned that. It's learned behavior. But he associates coming out as such a positive that it's something he does. And he will not bite me if he's being fed. He will not bite me if I'm preparing the food. One thing I will say about Clint that I think he's done wrong, in my personal opinion,
Hmm.
is he taught them food was the default. So for instance, oh, when we take them out, we rub them with the stick. That means that they assume each interaction is food and not the other way around. You know that I have their little bowls that go in with them, right?
Yeah.
That's target training. That's saying, hey, it's feed time, there's a bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
The idea is the association of that teaches them that food is coming and that it's hunting mode, and that anytime that bowl isn't in there, it's not hunting mode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of that?
About like the
Like,
making the what?
the food the default? Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree with you on that being not good. Not good idea at all.
'Cause
It's good to
we
instead
teach.
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's good to instead have them know, like, just have directly knowing that having their door open means engagement like as a whole, means
Yeah.
interaction, means like basically not just food.
Yeah. So one of the things zoos tend to do is target trading when they're feeding them, which is where you put a target out,
Yeah.
and that kind of tells their brain, it's time to eat. It's time to eat now.
Yeah.
Um, we need more of that. What, like, I think that that's the better option is to do target training for food instead of target training for
Yeah.
coming out. Because then the default is, okay, then I'll bite you.
Yeah.
And then you're like saying, hey, don't bite me, instead of, okay, it's okay for you to bite now. And I know that's a very different distinction, but you know.
Yeah.
I also have my snakes associate the tongs with food time as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've seen me I tap the top of the tank, replicate a mouse running around, and that's kind of a, hey, food is coming, right? It also, and I'm going to say this, I think it's better for their mental states as well, personally, because it sets off that hunting behavior of, I hear it, where is it? Instead of just handing it to them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why Sweepy nailed me. It was excruciatingly painful. He left a tooth in me. It was not a fun. He was pissed off. He has never done it since. I will not allow the slander for him. He lives up to his name in every single way. And he really does. Like, if anything's wrong, if I'm sad, where is Sweet Pea?
They're right there.
Hello, Chris.
Every time.
Why did your head go down?
Oh.
What's going on?
Also, I'm gonna
Yeah.
send something to the group chat with Chaos.
Okay.
Or actually, wait, Chaos knows what I look like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then here you go.
Okay, cool. All right. So, do you want me to leave now for the event?
I'm sure.
Hey, good luck. Have fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more about Sextans. Minus +4. Bye.
Oh my god. Okay, bye.
I got her weapon too, by the way.
Watch the
Check-
videos.
check- Bye.
Bye. Can you guys believe she was saying that, oh, her luck has completely run out? That she doesn't have the luck anymore and that I stole it and all this other stuff? Can you believe this? Like, absolutely wild. Wait, why is the audio not playing? Dang it, it's muted. Okay, do that, there we go. Should. Why is it not? Hello? Oh, there we go, okay. Right, hold on. I got the drink. I got the drink in here, by the way. What do you mean? Oh my god. But yeah, I got the thing for a drink. Frosted Hawthorn. Might as well do it, you know. Wicking, slumbering, taste buds. Kinda looks like juice. Let's see. About weapons. Your axe is probably one of the more unique weapons among all the weapons carried by T. Good partner of mine. It keeps me in the fight even if I'm out of bullets or reloading. It was great to throw too. Wanna give it a shot? I was actually referring to the scope mounted on your axe. Never mind, forget it. Is tea leaf juice? No. Because juice comes from fruit. Well, not fruit specifically, but it comes from the product of a plant as opposed to the plant itself, which a leaf would count as. It did it. Oh, wait, no. Waiting now, so please be careful when heading out. The rain might contain collapse radiation, so please make sure you wear your protective garment. It's alright, if you forget, I will help review your attire before you leave the yellow. Okay. I think I did everything in here. Take the I did, that's why I was like, oh my gosh. So I reacted. Dang it, I forgot to do that. Oh, wait, what did, who just perished? Oh, in-game DMs, in-game DMs, okay. Who just perished? Delete them. delete them already, please. This scene was still concerning that she was reaching towards us. I definitely shouldn't be playing too long because I've been awake for so long. I'm starting to get the like headache, but I will continue at least the story point. Hopefully more. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? I'm very concerned. Have I gotten everything in the shop? Let me check these shops real quick. Okay. Okay, good. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, you know what? I will do like stretches. Arm stretches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh wait, I missed one from before too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ugh. I did a lot today, okay? Cognitive configuration and targeted study. Do one of these. You got stuff on 2014. That was you. Alive. That's about the best I can say. Yeah, I still need to farm up stuff for when, what's it called? I just need to farm stuff in general. Let's see. Well, since I'm going to be getting her. Well, I don't have her. But I intend to get her, so. I will. Oh, let me finish doing this to use up my tickets so I can get more collapse pieces and more poles and go for another pole. Perish. Destroy my enemies. Eradicate. Eradicate. Eliminate.
Apothic booty, apothic booty, apothic
no.
booty, apothic booty,
No,
apothic booty,
no,
apothic
no. Why
booty,
would you do
apothic
this to
booty,
me,
apothic
Gail?
booty, apothic booty, apothic booty, apothic
Also,
booty,
how
apothic
was the
booty,
grinding
apothic
on
booty, apothic booty, apothic booty,
Final Fantasy
apothic booty,
going?
apothic booty, apothic booty, apothic
go
booty,
good?
apothic booty,
Did you get what
apothic
you want?
booty, apothic booty, apothic
Sorry.
booty, apothic 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 booty, apothic
How
booty.
long is it gonna go? Oh, never mind, it stopped. You're the mac and cheese. Congrats.
前進作成終了帰ろっか
Keep expecting. No, not expecting it. I keep forgetting about her ability. It's because of the expansion key.
了解
Do this. I will rest and eat. I'm literally only gonna do one story thing. Tomorrow I'll try to power through all of it. So that I don't crash.
エンジン起動さっさと倒れたらどうだ早く命令しなさい
Let's get her right here.
どうってことないわどいて
Do that.
ハンデをあげる
There we go.
早く命令しなさい
It's stormed several times today.
404を敵に回したのが運の
It was
尽き
pretty nice. So yeah, I just wanted the polls. Oh, I thought I had more poles to get here. Well, I need these. Alright, do I pull her now or do I do the thing right now? Actually, I think I'll leave the pulling for last. Just so I can at least get progress in the story first. Ah, I forgot to check the AMs. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do it after, it's okay. Commander like time to see if I has returned. Bomis is currently intercepting those bounty hunters on the perimeter. Once that's wrapped up, she'll come back with the others. Wait, just her alone? Even with the almost support, a single doll... She's just keeping them at bay. Sinbreaker should be able to handle most situations encountered. So she's 1v like 500. When we were back at Statesec, we requested the use of some special automated equipment which can help make up for our shortage in personnel. Combining our strength with him 200 and the others, I should call her Chan now. Our squad is also helping by Messina, so it's only a matter of time before we shake off those bounty hunters. Workable combat plan. Thank you for the help. And this is... Emma steps to the side, revealing an unfamiliar doll behind her. What? Yo! What? After all this time. After all this time, she's finally actually in person in the main story. This counts as main story, right? Moving an unfamiliar doll behind her. This must be the state sex specialist she mentioned earlier, who would be working with us. So this is the commander. Nice to meet you. The unfamiliar doll gives me a mysterious wink. For some reason I feel as though I've seen her somewhere before. Do you know me from somewhere? Well, sort of. Alva and Webber showed me your file, if that counts as knowing you. Since I'm the one who knows the commander's name, that seems a little unfair, doesn't it? Wait, hold on. It might be better if I formally introduce myself, perhaps? The unfamiliar doll extends her hand toward me with an indecipherable smile on her face. I am a doll from a Special Operations Task Force under State Sec of the Neo-Soviet Union District, Baritia. State Sec, Baritia. Wait, isn't that name... I realize that Baritia might be the State Sec doll with some connection to Groza, but now isn't the time for that topic. Besides, I still don't know her exact identity. Let's hear what Alva and the others have to say first. My mission this time, let me see, is to temporarily serve as Alva and Webberstein's partner, I think. That's right, Baritia has served State Sec for a long time. Having participated in numerous extreme-risk covert operations, she has proven to be an experienced and highly reliable companion. Study Baritia carefully. If she's a State Sec doll who carries out covert missions, I should be sure that I've never seen her before, so where does this sense of familiarity come from? Looks like the Elmo's gained yet another reliable companion. Baritia's gaze shifts to the holographic projection behind me. Dandelion sizes Baritia up, her expression carrying a meaningful undertone. It is truly an honor to meet you at such a critical moment. This must be Miss Dandelion. I hit the mark, right? You've even heard of me by name. State Sec dolls really are remarkably resourceful. The ability to gather intel is a necessary skill for a State Sec doll, after all. You're a senior consultant hired by the UNC government, and the creator of the UNC system's super AIs Heli and Iffy. Surely you must be aware of this, right? So even my eye information can be found through State Sec's intel network, huh? Looks like I really do need to mind my words in the future. Relax, information of you has not been disseminated in mass. I just happened to obtain some accounts of your exploits through certain special channels of information. That's surprising, but that's how it is. Special channels, huh? Now I really am curious, just how special are these channels? Are you engaging in humor with me? Sorry, I'm not very good at that sort of thing. But since you are who you are, you must have foreseen long ago that we would meet here, right? I did smell a familiar presence drawing near. I just didn't expect that we would meet in this manner. Mere fragments alone, yet they exude such a powerful pull. So this is how fate gets woven together. I'm completely lost. Listening to Baritia and Dandelion go back and forth. What sort of cryptic camaraderie are you two partaking in? Unexpectedly, the two of them turned to look at me simultaneously as if on cue. Nothing. They said that at the same time. Well then... Alva, did State Sec assign you a new mission? Correct, I haven't had the chance to disclose our objective to you yet. It's okay if you can't tell me, I trust you. To us, you're already an inseparable part of the team, Commander. Of course you should know. We've been searching for clues related to the Lviv incident based on follow-up observations. Although Gerard and Chilovig's plan to activate the relics was stopped, our logistics personnel detected an abnormal electromagnetic pulse during the incident, indicating that something really did happen. My memory of Lviv remains different from everyone else's. Alva doesn't notice my silence. She continues. So for our past few months away from the Elmo, we've been searching the yellow zones based on those data signatures. Captured similar signals several times using the locate Patadeo's bases. Are Patadeo's bases continuously emitting signal pulses resembling relic activation experiments? They are. We destroyed several small Patadeo's bases deep in the yellow zone based on these clues. Every last one of them was conducting Pujan production, without exception. Combined with those records left by our fallen stateside comrades, we confirm that Petadeus is mass-producing Bujums in a deliberate manner, and they are gathering them to achieve some specific purpose. So they aren't making Bujums just to expand their forces. Have you found anything else? Unfortunately, all we have is some recorded footage. None of the investigators survived. These incidents have caused quite a stir within the URNC. Large-scale operations may begin soon. Miss Nell and Mr. Kevin encouraged us to pursue our investigation through other channels for now. Sorry. I remember now. I mentioned earlier that they helped retrofit Womistine's armor. Found myself caught in a brief moment of nostalgia upon hearing the names of those two individuals. It's been 10 years. I wonder how they look now. Indeed, we began to contact them more frequently after the Viv incident. You both believe that these fluctuations are an unusual prelude to something, but as the URNC stands now, these matters cannot be made public under the name of Petadeus' crimes, nor can an investigation be opened on these grounds. So you guys traced those clues all the way here. We did. About 12 hours ago, we detected abnormal electromagnetic pulse from a nearby red zone. After analysis, we found that it shared a similar signature as the previous pulses. That pulse is the strongest that's been recorded since the Lviv incident. Because of that, we applied to StateSec for Emergency Response Authority. Since this mission required entering the red zone demanded careful action, the higher-ups dispatched Peritia to assist us in hopes that we could start investigating the source of the pulse ASAP. We were on our way to the source when we spotted the battle you guys were engaged in. Now you mention it, we did just detect something similar. You picked up on it too, Commander. You can follow a brief account of what happened earlier. Normal coordinates retrieved from a third-gen doll's neural cloud. So, Commander, you're investigating the third-gen doll you have on your vehicle. So you want to find leads on Petadeus. Two of you experienced the incident with me. You understand the connection between third-gen dolls and Petadeus. I do, but I'll pause to think for a moment. As she speaks again, there's a hesitation in her voice. Commander, you should know. Though when we say I have left StateSec, we still collaborate with them due to a great number of unfulfilled contractual terms. So we have access to certain pieces of internal information. And it's something to make Peritia plot relevant the moment they make her obsolete. Although its incompleteness might trouble you, I still feel that I should disclose some info to you. Opinions are not unanimous within StateSec, Commander. Sorry. Is that so? What are they saying? Only in turbulent times would men like him be deemed a hero. In times of peace, such men would be placed under the category of destabilizing factors. That was how that gentleman answered me when I asked. Either when Cielore and I have all successfully provided proof of your innocence, it remains a fact that your influence on the world is growing. Excuse me. In a short span of time since the Lviv incident, not only did you help overthrow such Fabin's factories in the Yellow Zone, you also signed a collaboration with the up-and-coming Connection Corporation. These developments cannot be concealed, and more people will turn their attention to you, inevitably. See, but as I get more attention, more dolls figure out where I am, and that the deal's off in terms of the agreement. So more dolls will join the team, and more firepower as a whole. Bituja is you but better. Oh, okay. Also, we made another doll booster to be like even better than that. Oh, great. If it were just that, StateSec would be glad to see your influence in the Yellow Zone grow stronger, but when your influence becomes entangled with matters concerning the relics, the dissenting voices grow louder. Other than Helena, the fact that there's a third-gen doll out there. Other than Helena, the fact that there's a third-gen doll on the Elmo makes it difficult for you and your supporters to keep proving that you are innocent. StateSec may turn a blind eye to certain things internally, but this particular issue is a rather critical one. If our adversaries find a need, they could use this as a pretext to apply far greater pressure. So you're suggesting that the conglomerate take them back, allowing them to keep helping Petadeus? You should know that we would never suggest such a thing. Or suggest as such. Defy Clean and the former Gryffindors who fought alongside you. It's a no-brainer that we trust you. However, within the URNZ, such individuals are lacking a number. This is why the gentleman wishes to better understand your current intentions. As a fugitive wanted with the UNC, I assumed my intentions no longer mattered. No, they do matter. Not just to that gentleman, they matter to me and to I as well. Commander... Commander, Anja left us, and it was not because she did anything wrong. There are many people like you left in this world, Commander. We can't afford to lose any more. Oh, sorry, hold on. We can't afford to lose anymore. I understand your concerns, but the Argentos are the strongest lead I have. I know this is risky in every sense, but if I let such obstacles make me hesitate, things like the Lviv incident will happen again and again. Whether it's destroying Padreos labs, investigating third-gen dolls, or the debacle I caused in Makash, I realize that as long as I do something, there's a possibility that I can improve the lives of those I hold dear, even if it's only by a little. That's why I want to keep moving forward on this path, whether I'm labeled as a hero or a criminal. These are the things I wanted to do for a long time. Thanks to that warrant from the UNC, my reservations have been completely cleared. We already reached the worst case scenario, so why not just go all out? As for Anje, whom you mentioned earlier, you could say that the things she once did pushed me to make a decision. Anja did once fall into the dark, but before she left us, what was deflected in her eyes was the dawn. Harry feels like an odd choice. For what? Like, a GFL2 story in general, or like? As did once fall into the dark, but before she left us, what was reflected in her eyes was the dawn. Perhaps I just stubbornly wanted to bring about the world that she's and so many others like her envisioned, and now I feel that I can do far more compared to who I was a decade ago. Strange, isn't it? The forces I can call upon now don't even amount to a tenth of what I had before, yet still. Commander, to think your words make me happy, but they also worry me a little. Even so, I'm convinced once again that Defy's choice to follow you was the right one. Thank you. And so I'm convinced once again that Defy's choice to follow you was the right one. Thank you. Then mine Ava taps her earpiece, the indicator on her comms module goes dark. She leans in close and speaks in a whisper just beside my ear. Commander, what I'm about to say is just a personal reminder from me. If you intend to investigate or make contact with third-gen dolls and the developer behind them in any way, please make sure that Messina and I are present as your escort. Why? Sisek hasn't reached a conclusion yet, but our available time is intel sunset. Oh wait. But our available intel is enough for us to derive an obvious one. That our opponent is unlike any enemy we faced so far, and the extent of the danger is incalculable. Then turns her comms module back on, picks up a tablet, and projects a set of coordinates onto the terminal in front of me. Ah. Since both the leads among us point to the same dangerous region, something likely did happen there. But can you help me adjust the map to the region that the pulse originates from? Of course. Ah. Can you help me adjust the map to the region the pulse originated from? Of course I can. I thought you and the commander were going to whisper in private for longer. We're on duty now. Those were just routine work-related discussions. Yes, sure, I understand. It just smiles and projects a map onto the air, trying to communicate other coordinates. It just smiles and projects a map onto the air, showing the coordinates. Right here, inside the red zone, 34 kilometers west of... Is it Pragu? Pragu's center. Then our objective is clear. Commander, we should now... Up is about the seasoning, but she's cut off by a sudden commotion. After the door to the ops room opens. Krillik wants to this, she argues the dolls beside her about something. At the moment she lifts her head, she stops dead in her tracks as if she saw a ghost. Why are you here? I look towards Krolik and realize that the you she's referring to is none other than Paritia, who has only just arrived on the Yomo today for the first time. I wanted everyone to have a nice sit-down conversation after everything serious is settled, but from the look on Krolik's face, it's probably not the right moment for that. Krolik, is the Paritia you've been searching for all this time? Or is this the Paritia you've been searching for all this time? Of course. If it weren't for her, forget it. I'm just glad that you're safe. I actually have so many things I wanted to tell you. The is a wonderful place. From now on, why don't you... Hey, Paritia? Sensing confusion in Paritia's eyes, Krolik tentatively calls out to the other doll by name. Have you met me before? That seems to be the case. Through the... Oh.
I'm here to help wake you up.
Sorry.
It's okay. Share with me. We'll get through this by you having help, okay?
Okay.
I could tell you're tired and I want to help out.
Okay.
Sorry for like rambling about Perry. I'm going through all of the side events and because I've seen you do that one. I liked it. It was really good. But I was kind of expecting it to tie into the plot a bit more. Like I know it's a side event, but it feels interesting how self-insulated it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, she just feels like a really interesting choice. Because it's not like, okay, it's not like M200 where she joins in with the Elmo. It's not like she just appears and then goes, okay, bye. And I know it's probably setting up for something because that's what they do. It shows up like 2 years later, right?
Yeah.
But it just, like, I think especially because she's a burn unit, too, right?
Yeah.
That's, I guess, what I'm confused by. You can continue. I'm sorry. You could screen share to me if you want
to. Here. Whoops. Here.
What's Lenitza? I don't think I've seen her in forever. Lenitza?
Yeah. Through a long silence, Krolik's expression shifts from confusion to displeasure until finally it boils over into a fury that makes her charge forward. There's a limit to how far you can take a joke. I thought you got hauled off to be scrapped by those dolls arrangements back then. Do you have any idea how worried I was? I was originally planning to thank you properly when I saw you again. What kind of attitude is this? We were hey, you're tanking my rep by reacting like that. Got grasped rage by the collar. Their eyes lock as though she were trying to dig out memories of herself buried deep within Perdita's neural cloud. Standoff drags on until a tall figure appears, places a hand on each of their shoulders, and pulls the two of them apart with ease. Please do not interfere with state-sec personnel on duty. Huh?
I'm Team Krolik on this.
Sorry, Miss Krolik, I didn't have the chance to explain just now. Perdita suffered damage to her neural cloud in a previous mission. She can no longer remember many things. So she's not pretending that she doesn't know you. Mission? Neural cloud damage? Let's say she's with you guys. The doll arena mission you mentioned was likely one of the incidents that damaged her neural cloud. After state-sec recovered Paritia, they assigned her to only handle support roles in field missions. Which is
I'm getting kind of emotional doing the Perry and Springfield event. That's when I met you.
Aww.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I remember the conversation we had about this. I remember this and that. Yeah. Great.
But it doesn't seem to show any additional emotion in response to Krolik's big outburst. She simply smiles politely. State sick doll. So when you did all that in the arena, was it for a mission? But if it was a mission, shouldn't you have looked out for yourself first? Oh, right, if her nerve club was damaged, I can't even ask her about it. Why, Nemesis is the same too. They all make it so hard for me to rest easy. Felix says nothing more. As if struck by some kind of serious blow, she does something unlike herself. She walks to the corner of the room and sits down quietly. Buenos steps forward and hands me a document. Commander have brought back the doll called Nemesis as you requested. Appears to have returned to normal and is currently undergoing a neural cloud scan in the repair pod. So what exactly is going on? Why did Nemesis suddenly malfunction? Because can you describe in detail what happened during the mission? Things were pretty chaotic back then. It started while we were in combat with the enemy. Nemesis ignored several of my orders in succession and didn't respond to me calling her. As soon as Nemesis had been pinned down by enemy fire and sent Krolik to break her free. However, once Krolik got close, she realized that Nemesis seemed different from her usual state. Like someone was interfering with her neural cloud. You're calling interference again. Sextans said the same thing earlier. Recall how back when we accidentally stumbled into a Petadeus religious ceremony, Nemesis had reacted strangely to the proceedings. Nemesis and Sextans malfunctioning one after another. Were they both affected because that pulse was caused by Petadeus? I want to check on Nemesis. Commander, it'll be alright. If you're really worried about it, stay by my side, okay? Understood. Garza follows behind me as we pass through the corridor and into the maintenance room. Nemesis appears to have regained consciousness. She's undergoing a scan under Mei Ling's guidance. Mei Ling, how is she? Doesn't seem like there's anything unusual going on. Miss Helen helped me too, but still, I don't think we found the cause of the malfunction. Nemesis, how are you feeling? Right, I forgot to call Krolik over. Thinking back on Krolik's state right now, maybe it's better to leave her alone. Surely I should be able to understand Nemesis a little after watching Krolik translate for so long. Steel myself and try speaking with Nemesis directly. Nemesis, did you see something while fighting the enemy earlier? A flower swaying in the breeze, gathering, parting, both are as haze. Excuse me?
I got it. I got it. I got
I understand.
I got it. I got it. I got it. She saw one of the Helenas and something. Wait, what did she say? She said, "What? Tell me what she said. I can translate it." Flowers almost always means one of the Helenas. Tell me what she said.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm not spoiling nothing.
No, you're not. You're not. It's just I'm saying, like...
I can kind of understand her, because I pay attention so much to Krolik's dialogue. Unlike the fucking commander, apparently. Fuck you.
Nope, didn't understand a thing. She's saying that she felt
Open the log.
herself being summoned by some kind of decisive fate. Did you say open the logs?
Okay. I was gonna read it. I'm gonna translate.
It's fine.
Fine.
But it's you can understand what Nemesis is saying? Yeah, I do have this rather unexplainable ability. It does come in handy every now and then, wouldn't you agree? It's a very valuable ability. That's exiting to assist to fire really was the right call. Far too kind, sir. Still showing off unexpected abilities at critical moments is something I quite pride myself in. In any case, since Miss Krolik's mood hasn't recovered yet. Is it alright if I temporarily serve as a translator for this lady? After a difficult round of questioning, I finally managed to learn something about Nemesis' condition through Putiti's translation. Nemesis explains that she lost control of her frame earlier due to some kind of intervention. She vaguely sensed the same thing at the exact moment when Sextans lost control. Backing up, however, the iteration slowly grew stronger, and directly causing her to lose control of her frame. As for what the information actually means, Nemesis does not make it clear. From her descriptions, it appears that she herself only understands it vaguely. She just calls it fate or some kind of behavioral logic that cannot be found anywhere within her neural cloud. Give me a second.
You okay?
Yeah,
Oh.
just a little bit scratchy from talking.
I'm guessing this is the end of this one for now, right?
Yeah, I can barely hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So what this intervention actually means, Nemesis does not make it clear from her description. Okay, no, I already read that. These strings of phenomena from an interwoven network of clues enough to suggest that something worth discovering is hidden deep in the red zone. Looks like we don't have to head into the red zone to investigate. Gather
Can I
everyone.
ask you a question?
Sure.
We did end up taking the other Krolik back with us too. The little the one that we like. The one that was personalityless.
So it was Frostfall Squad that did that, right? They called it
Yeah.
Hellion, and apparently I think it was Hellion. No, I'm pretty sure it was Hellion they called. And then Hellion was like, okay, we'll bring you like extraction and transport, and we're gonna get all the like former arena dolls like proper like paperwork to get them out and about.
Because I've posed the idea, because my platoon was talking about this, that I think that we're probably going to get like a Krolik altar or something like that too. Because that other doll was, they made it like, or like a sister to Krolik, you know? Continue.
Gather everyone in the ops room. Everyone preparing
Wake up, sunshine.
I'm preparing to head into the red zone for a mission. Although it's just recon work.
If you continue to sound so sleepy, I'll eat you.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'll eat you.
Our current situation is fairly complex. We may encounter things that we've never had to deal with before. I'll be drawing up a list of those participating in this mission based on capability, but also based on your willingness to participate. It's been a while, but this will be the first time we conduct a mission inside the red zone. Need to make proper preparations for protective gear and comms equipment. I think take inventory of what equipment is left in the warehouse, and there's no need to go through such trouble. Our helicopter is carrying enough protective gear and comms equipment. Commander, would you be willing to let us join your task force? Of course, that would be wonderful. We'll inventory the equipment for this mission. Please inform me of the team size and equipment specifications in a short while. Alright, then let us set our goal as return to the Elmo before sunset, and I couldn't read that last segment. But yeah, I'm not gonna make it.
Full Sextans, go to bed.
Yeah.
There you go. No.
Procurement results. Oh my goodness. That's what you get.
Why are you doing
Criminal.
No crime.
Criminal.
I'm not a criminal.
Criminal
This is a
behavior.
crime.
You are crime behavior. Alright.
No, I never cried.
Another 10 pull. Now! Dang.
Good luck.
Fake it. No.
I got Bepley and Sextans at the same time.
Wow, double gross out. Yay.
Wow.
One
Two
more
for
10
the-
pull.
For the price of one.
Now. Fake out. Fake out. Fake out. Fake out. Fake out. Fake yeah.
Also, it does. I do think it leaves faster. Because you can't not get her expecting.
One more. Just now. Now. Fake out. Fake out. It looks faster, maybe. Fake out. Fake out. Fake out Sextans. Fake out Sextans. Dang it. Now!
It's worth I also didn't get Sextans there.
Dang it. Not even her
Are you
purple.
really getting the pity?
20 more pulls. 2 10 pulls and I hit hard pitting.
Hard pity?
Yes.
What? Well, time to do it.
Now.
There you go.
Win it. Come on. Sextans. 3 Sextans. All 6 Sextans. Every single one is a Sextans.
You got her.
Yes.
いずれ制御不能な怪物を生み出すことになるかもしれません。
I did it.
There you go.
Oh, I gotta screenshot it real quick.
She does so much shit they can't even put healer on there.
What is it? Just melee damage buff tile.
Yeah. They ran out of room.
They could have just not had melee damage. It's pretty obvious.
Why they do that?
Right, I'm gonna post.
And you pulled all of that. You did all those pulls only for me
70.
to have a +4 one you can always use.
Get out of here, Kolfne.
Oh man. You leave Coldplay alone. She's done nothing wrong.
And I don't even have her
I
purple
can never
weapon.
get her. I think it is worth getting her weapon though, because like it boosts all melee forever.
Yeah, that's
By the way, Gunsmoke is tomorrow. I'm building my Sextans to be useful.
I was supposed to
building my
switch.
Sextans to be
I
useful.
was supposed to switch platoons by before the next Gunsmoke.
Do you want to?
Maybe I
You'd
don't
be
know.
leaving Orca
Not
behind.
right now. Oh, there's only still one spot.
I think so.
Okay, I can go now. Good night.
Yeah, I said water.
I'll drink water, but I really need to go. No.
Speaking of Orca, you can raid her.
Sure. I will. Okay. Oh, she's playing Wildlands. A game I started with some people who I still have yet to continue it with. And it makes me angry.
I'll say hi to Orca, by the way.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, thank you for stopping by. I'm going straight to sleep. I'm literally about to pass out.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, anyway, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the gifted sub and everything else. Go say hi to Oka. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.